Hello and welcome to WePC. My name is Jay and today I'll be talking to you about 1080p versus 4K gaming and the things that you should consider before upgrading your monitor to those higher resolutions. The release of the first 4K monitor in 2013 opened an opportunity for gamers to experience gaming on a whole new level. And now even Sony and Microsoft have jumped on the bandwagon, allowing their newest consoles to not only be 4K ready, but also be able to display 120 frames per second. Since the initial release of the first 4K monitor, prices have dropped significantly. However, that being said, it is important to keep in mind that to actually run 4K graphics, you will require a pretty hefty PC, and more importantly, a powerful graphics card at its heart. And even so, one question looms. Is it really worth getting a 4K monitor for gaming in the first place? So let's first talk about 1080p gaming. Now, these monitors are still widely used today, especially for competitive titles, due to their quick response time over those glossy visuals you would get on a 4K monitor. You see, 1080p monitors are easier to drive those higher frame rates on due to a significantly less pixel size, making them the perfect choice for smooth gameplay, albeit with the drawback of being not as visually attractive. In terms of 4K gaming, there are 4 times the pixel count as similarly sized 1080p monitors. This means you'll not only experience great picture quality and image clarity, but a ton more desk real estate too. Choosing a new gaming monitor is never easy. These bits of kit cost a pretty penny, and with so many different options available, it can be really hard to make sure you get the best for your hard-earned cash. To see if gaming in 4K is really worth it, let's go over the key differences between 1080p and 4K, hopefully giving you the tools to make the most informed decision. So this diagram here shows you the overarching point of difference when choosing resolutions. As you can see, 4K dwarfs 1080p in terms of pixel density. If you are looking to game at 1080p, then you are best off using a 21.5 to 27-inch monitor. Anything that's larger than that, and the pixel density starts to become poor for that particular resolution. And in terms of 4K, to really take advantage of the technology, you will need a monitor that's larger than 24-inch. It may be possible to experience 4K resolution on a 24-inch monitor, if you can actually find one to purchase, but at that size, the text will be very, very hard to read. When it comes to 4K gaming, ideally a 27-inch monitor or above is the preferred size. So let's show you what the visuals are actually like. Bear in mind, you are likely viewing this video right now on a 1080p monitor, and YouTube does compress quality significantly, but believe me, the difference in real life is instantly seen. So as you can see in the video, when your graphics are set to low on a 4K monitor, the shadows don't look that great, but even so, it still displays outstanding color quality and image clarity. And in its simplest form, I always see 1080p gaming monitors for those who either want to play only competitive titles, or for those who have a lower end build. And then 4K is primarily for gamers who want to play mostly single player games, but that also have the accompanying hardware to drive those games at their maximum fidelity. With that in mind, most decent graphics cards nowadays can run games at 1080p over 60 FPS in most AAA games. But if you do wish to play AAA games in 4K resolution, you are going to have to invest in one of the higher performance GPUs. Think the RTX 3080, for example. The computational power that is required to run 4K efficiently is much higher than what 1080p requires. Honestly, anything less than an RTX 3070 isn't going to be worth the investment. Now on screen now are some of the cards that we feel will run 4K games at varying degrees of performance. Much like graphics cards, almost any decent monitor you could get today, depending on the brand and features, is guaranteed to run in 1080p. And similarly, almost all AAA games have native support in 1080p, but it's worth knowing that if you do get a 4K monitor, it's not guaranteed that you can play all of your games in 4K. This is especially true with older games, mainly because images are basically upscaled instead of being displayed in true 4K. And of course, there is the possibility that the older games just don't have higher enough quality art assets to take advantage of that 4K. You can get a decent 1080p monitor for less than $200. Prices will vary though depending on the monitor's refresh rate, adaptive sync technology, response time, panel technology, and brand. We have a whole bunch of buying guides on our channel, so definitely go and check out them if you are looking for a monitor recommendation specifically. On the other hand, while 4K monitors have drastically dropped in price from over $600 and even up to $1,000 down to around $300 to $500 these days, they are still very expensive compared to 1080p monitors. And that's before you even stop to consider advanced features such as refresh rate, adaptive sync technology, or response times, so the price can somewhat skyrocket. So let's summarize. Which one should you get? Well, it all boils down to personal preference and what you're using it for, really. I mean, if you play competitively or aspire to take part in esports, then we probably definitely recommend a 1080p monitor. This should give you some benefits and advantages over the 4K display gamers out there, and at a fraction of the cost too. If you're not into competitive games and graphical quality is what truly matters to you, then a 4K monitor will definitely be a smart investment. With the growing popularity of 4K rising, it is likely that this is going to be the new 1080p standard in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been a video on 1080p versus 4K gaming. As I've mentioned in the video, we do have a whole bunch of monitor buying guides on our channel, so definitely go and check a few of those out if you're looking for some monitor recommendations. If you enjoyed this video, I would love if you could leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you click over there, that will take you to another one of our YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.